Hey, Miss Alloway's math class. I hope you guys are doing great. Today we're going to start a new unit on 2D and 3D shapes. So I just want to begin our unit, just to start it off, I want to go through a couple different shapes, and we're going to talk about some different things that we notice about these shapes. So you're going to see me be minimized on the side of the screen, and we're going to go ahead and go through these 2D shapes. All right. So I have the shapes. We have a circle, triangle, square, rectangle, trapezoid, pentagon, and hexagon. So what we're going to do with this chart is we're going to go through and we're going to talk about what kind of lines they have, how many sides, and then how many vertices. A vertice is like the corner or the point that two sides come to, and it can also be in relation to, or it can be related to an angle, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. So let's go through these shapes, shape by shape, and talk about the different properties or the things that we notice about them. So when we look at a circle, does the circle have any lines? Well, of course the circle has a line, and it's this one line right here. So a circle, where the type of line it has a curvy line because it's not straight. A straight line looks like this, so this has a curvy line. Now, the number of sides. Does the circle have any sides? A circle is a shape that doesn't have sides because it doesn't have any corners or vertices that it comes to. So it has 0 sides. Now, going with those vertices and those sides, how many vertices does it have? Well, because it doesn't have any sides, it's not going to have any vertices. So we're going to say 0. All right, now moving on to the triangle. So let's look at what kind of lines the triangle has. Does it have a straight line up and down, a curvy line, or a slanted line? This triangle has a straight line down there and two slanted lines. So we're going to write straight and slanted. So it can have more than one because it has one straight line here and then 2 slanted lines on the side. Now let's count how many sides it has. So when we represent a side, we put a line through it. 1, 2, 3. So we counted 1, 2, 3 sides. Okay? Now let's look at the vertices. Remember, a vertice is the point. So I'm going to circle the vertices. 1, 2, 3. So notice that it has 3 sides and it also has 3 vertices, or the point that the sides come to. Okay, moving on to a square. What kind of lines does a square have? Does it have slanted lines like a triangle? Does it have curvy lines like a circle? Or does it just have straight lines? A square just has straight lines. Okay. Now let's look at how many sides it has. Remember, we're going to put a line in the middle of every side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a square has 4 sides. Now we're going to talk about the different vertices, which is the different corners of each that each side comes to. So let's count the vertices, and I'm going to circle them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. So it has 4 sides and 4 vertices. What are you starting to notice about sides and vertices? What kind of pattern? Think about it in your head. What kind of pattern are you noticing? Okay. Now we have a rectangle. Now a rectangle looks very similar to a square, but a rectangle has 2 long sides and 2 short sides. Now, are they straight, slanted, or curvy? They're definitely all straight. So we have 2, I'm going to write 2 long sides. Oh, actually we're going to put that over here. So we're going to write 2 long sides and 2 short sides. Just wanted to make a note of that. But the sides and lines are straight. So how many sides does it have? We count 1, 2, 3, 4. So like I said, 2 long sides, 2 short sides. 2 plus 2 is 4. So we have 4 sides. And if we have 4 sides, how many vertices do you think we're going to have? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 sides and 4 vertices. Moving on to a trapezoid. So a trapezoid, let's talk about the lines. So we see a line, this line is not really straight. So we're going to say that's a slanted line. So we see 2 slanted lines, and then these lines right here are straight. So we have straight and slanted. Excellent. So now let's count our sides. I'm going to put a line for every side. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many sides does a trapezoid have? 4. Notice a trapezoid is very similar to a rectangle, but it has 2 slanted sides, which makes this top line a little bit shorter than this bottom line right here. And then let's count our vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent job. So we have 4 vertices. Okay? Now we're moving on to another shape. Now this one's a little bit different than the ones that we've had up here. So let's look. Let's look at the lines. Do we see any straight lines? I see a straight line down here. So it has straight lines, but not all the lines are straight. So we see that it has some slanted lines too, because they're not exactly all straight. So we're going to write slanted. Okay, and then let's count the sides. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A pentagon has 5 sides. So if a pentagon has 5 sides, how many vertices do we think it's going to have? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent job. We have 5 sides and 5 vertices. So when you see shapes that look like this, when you're counting vertices, you'll count the circles right here because that shows you how many corners it has and how many edges that it comes to. And then when you see these lines, that means sides. All right, last shape. This is called a hexagon. So we see, I see some slanted lines and I also see some straight lines too. Now a hexagon and a pentagon look very similar, but a hexagon has one more side than a hexagon has one more side than a pentagon. So can you guess how many sides you think a hexagon is going to have? Think about it. If I say it has one more than a hexagon, one more than a pentagon. Okay, so it has straight and slanted sides. Excellent. And then we count our sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, you should have already known that because I said it has one more than a pentagon. And if a pentagon has 5, 5 plus 1 is 6. So we know a hexagon has 6 sides. Now let's think about the vertices that it has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you guessed 6, you are absolutely correct. So these are the different shapes and the different qualities and attributes that an attribute is a quality. It means what does this shape have? What kind of attribute? It has curvy lines, no sides and no vertices. So this is just my introduction to shapes with you, and you will have an activity assigned to you on Seesaw for you guys to do with your knowledge of these different shapes. So that's all that I have for you today, boys and girls. So that's all I have for you today, and I can't wait to see the work that you guys submit to me on Seesaw, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.